Canto 21, Fifth Terrace continued. Statius. Explanation of the earthquake. Statius identified. His love of Virgil. Virgil identified by the pilgrim. The natural thirst that is never sated, except by the water of which the poor Samaritan woman begged the gift, travailed me, and haste spurred me along the obstructed way behind my master, and I grieved in sympathy for the just vengeance. And behold, just as Luke writes for us that Christ appeared to the two who were on the way, when he was just risen from the hallowed tomb, a shade appeared to us, coming behind us, and we were avoiding the crowd lying at our feet, unaware of the shade until it spoke, saying, "O my brothers, God give you peace." We turned quickly, and Virgil answered him with the appropriate sign. Then he began, "May the true court soon give you peace in the blessed council, though it binds me to eternal exile." "What?" he said, while we were still hurrying on. "If you are shades that God does not permit above, who has guided you so far along his stairway?" And my teacher, "If you look at the signs this man bears, outlined by the angel, you will see clearly that he must reign with the good. But because she who spins day and night had not yet drawn off the skein that Clotho assigns and gathers for each, his soul, which is your sister and mine, in coming up could not come alone, since it does not see in our manner. Therefore was I drawn forth from the wide throat of hell to show him, and I will show him further, as far as my schooling can lead him. But tell me, if you know, why the mountain shook so just now, and why all of it, down to its wet foot, seemed to shout all together." With his question he so threaded the needle of my desire that the very hope made my thirst seem less acute. He began, "Nothing that the rule of this mountain allows can be without order or beyond custom. This place is free from any alteration. Only what heaven receives into itself by itself can be caused here, nothing else. For this reason no rain, no hail, no snow, no dew, no frost falls any higher than the little stairway with but 3 steps. Clouds do not appear, whether dense or thin, nor lightning, nor the daughter of Talmus, who often changes neighborhoods down there. Dry vapor does not rise above the highest of the 3 steps I mentioned, where Peter's vicar sets his feet. Lower down there may be tremors great or little, but up here wind hidden in the earth has never shaken it, I know not why. Here the mountain trembles when some soul feels itself cleansed, so that it rises up or starts to climb, and that cry seconds it. We know that we are cleansed when the will itself surprises the soul with the freedom to change convents, and the soul rejoices to will it. Earlier it wishes to rise, certainly, but is not permitted by the yearning that God's justice puts to the torture, against the will, to the degree that it wished to sin. And I, who have lain in this sorrow 500 years and more, only now felt the free will of a better threshold. Therefore you felt the earthquake and heard the devoted spirits on the mountain returning praise to the Lord. May he soon send them upward. So he spoke to us, and because one rejoices in drinking to the measure of one's thirst, I could not express how it profited me. And my wise leader, now I see the net that entangles you here, and how one gets free of it, why the mountain shakes, and in what you all rejoice together. Now let it please you to tell me who you were, and let your words include why you have lain here so many centuries. At the time when the good Titus, with the help of the highest king, avenged the wounds whence the blood that Judas sold came forth, with the name that lasts longest and gives most honor, replied that spirit, I was very famous back there, but not yet with faith. So sweet was my vocal spirit that Rome drew me from Toulouse, and in Rome I became worthy to adorn my temples with myrtle. Statius people back there call me still. I sang of Thebes and then of the great Achilles, but I fell along the way while carrying the second burden. The seeds to my ardor were the sparks from which I took fire. of the divine flame that has kindled more than 1,000. Of the Aeneid, I mean, which was my mamma and was my nurse in writing poetry. Without it I did not make up a dram of weight. And to have lived back there while Virgil was alive, I would agree to a son more than I owe for my release from exile. These words turned Virgil toward me with a look that silently said, "Be silent." But the power of will cannot do everything, for laughter and weeping follow so closely on the passion from which each springs, that they follow the will least in those who are most truthful. I but smiled, like one who gives a hint. Therefore the shade fell silent and gazed into my eyes where the expression is most visible. And, "So may all your labor turn to good," he said. "Why did your face just now show me a flash of laughter? Now am I caught on one side and the other. One makes me be still, the other conjures me to speak. Hence I sigh, and I am understood by my master. And, 'Do not be afraid,' he says, 'to speak, but speak and tell him what he asks with so much eagerness.' And I, 'Perhaps you marvel, ancient spirit, at my having smiled, but I wish more wonderment to seize you. This one who guides my steps to the heights is that Virgil from whom you took the strength to sing of men and gods. If you believe that some other cause made me smile, dismiss it as untrue, and believe that it was those words you spoke about him." Already he was bending to embrace my teacher's feet, but he told him, "Brother, do not, for you are a shade, and a shade is what you see." And he, rising, "Now you can grasp the greatness of the love that burns in me toward you when I forget our emptiness, treating shades like solid things."